Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays the role of Doctor Strange, recently expressed his excitement about returning alongside Robert Downey Jr. We're talking about Avengers Doomsday here. But will Doctor Strange's return be the same as before, or will he do something extraordinary for a multiversal event like Secret Wars? Marvel has a great opportunity to introduce Doctor Strange's most powerful form, Black Priest Doctor Strange. Today, I'll explain why introducing Black Priest Strange in the MCU makes perfect sense. Let's get started. Before diving into how this theory fits into the MCU, let's understand some background information. The story begins with an incursion, a phenomenon triggered when one Earth starts colliding with another. To address this problem, the Illuminati holds a meeting where Reed Richards explains how incursions occur and how they trigger a rapid chain reaction. When two universes come close to each other, an incursion point forms, where the two universes are about to collide. In Marvel Comics, this incursion point is always Earth, meaning countless incursion points have formed across the multiverse. Now you might wonder why this happens. The answer lies in this diagram. When an incursion begins, every incursion event causes the multiverse to contract slightly. This contraction brings the remaining universes closer, accelerating the speed of incursions. After each incursion, the contraction increases, speeding up the process even further. You can see how dangerous this is. Something similar is bound to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it was repeatedly mentioned that Doctor Strange was responsible for triggering an incursion. But the question remains, how much time do heroes have during an incursion? In the comics, Reed explains that when an incursion is imminent, both planes of reality exist on a spectrum for a brief period, causing the two universes to occupy the same space. Once this happens, there's only about 8 hours before the Earths collide, destroying both them and their respective universes. Now let's discuss how this could be depicted in the MCU. In the comics, once incursions begin, the Avengers and Illuminati from Earth 616 come up with alternate plans. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange chooses a different path to fight multiversal destruction. He decides to rely on the Blood Decker, the Blood Bible. This book is so dangerous that even touching it is considered an act of corruption. After reading this book, Strange contemplates becoming the Black Priest. In the MCU, Doctor Strange has already explored the darker parts of his morality. In fact, after reading The Darkhold, it's clear that he's no longer bound by moral obligations. If the end justifies the means, Strange won't hesitate to choose any path that fulfills his mission, making him the perfect candidate to become the Black Priest. Now you might be wondering, what does it take to become a Black Priest? In the comics, Doctor Strange embarks on a journey to gain absolute power. After reading the Blood Decker, he reaches a place called the Lost Land, where he encounters the Sinner's Market. Here, Strange is told he can get anything he desires, provided he pays the price. Strange makes it clear he knows exactly what he wants. He then reaches the Absolute Chair, where he's asked about his desire. Strange states that he wants power, absolute godhood. The condition for gaining this power is that for every 20% of power he desires, he must give up 1/5 of his soul. Strange is ready to give up his entire soul, but his request is ultimately denied. This reveals that deep down, Strange still has doubts about whether he's truly prepared to make such extreme moral decisions, even if it means saving billions of lives. Now let's talk about the purpose of the Black Priest. We have an excellent answer to this question. First, we'll start with the technical reasons and then explore the psycho-philosophical side. Technically, the Black Priest is connected to storylines like Secret Wars and Incursions. The Black Priest is essentially the immune system of the multiverse. Just like our body activates its immune system to fight problems, the multiverse creates the Black Priest to address issues like incursions. So, for Doctor Strange, becoming a Black Priest would be a logical progression. But now let's go deeper. Why is becoming a Black Priest a moral battle? In the comics, Strange's decision to become a Black Priest wasn't easy. It was an intense struggle between his morals and ethics. On one hand, his heroic morals told him, "We are heroes, and we value every life." On the other hand, his duty as the Sorcerer Supreme compelled him to save Earth at all costs, even if it meant sacrificing billions or trillions of lives. Imagine the immense internal struggle for a character like Strange. One mindset tells him that as long as the intention is pure, the methods used don't matter. The other mindset tells him that no matter the outcome, one must never take a wrong path. Even our captain, Steve Rogers, thinks the same way. But in the Marvel Universe, there's a saying, if everyone becomes Steve Rogers, who will get their hands dirty to protect everyone else? This is where Strange makes his decision. To fulfill his duty as the Sorcerer Supreme, he must dirty his hands, even if it means destroying countless universes. Think about Strange's helplessness. To save his universe and heal the multiverse, he sells 100% of his soul. The stakes here are astronomical. Strange knows that countless universes will be destroyed, countless lives will be lost. And yet, he takes this responsibility upon himself. But now, if you're wondering, how can this decision be right? How can taking lives ever be justified? Here's where the concept of cosmic nihilism comes into play. The threat is so enormous that if we place too much value on individual lives, there may be nothing left to save. This was the same logic Thanos brought with him in Infinity War to bring balance. And Strange, along with the other Avengers, faced him head-on. Now, Strange is forced to adopt the same mentality. Shaping his morality in such a way to take this decision is a huge deal in itself. Now imagine how awesome it would be to see a Black Priest Strange in the MCU. This is an incredibly complex character, and we know that an actor like Benedict Cumberbatch, with his screen presence and command over Strange's character, was practically made for a Black Priest storyline. Strange is one of those Avengers whom we always want to see with impactful screen presence and representation. We believe that bringing a Black Priest arc into the MCU will truly justify Benedict Cumberbatch's potential. And the enjoyment for the audience will be unmatched. What do you think? Is the MCU ready for an overpowered character like the Black Priest? I'd say that 2 years ago, we weren't ready for Sentry either, but now he's about to appear in Thunderbolts. Along with that, characters like Doctor Doom and Null are also going to appear soon. So, all the groundwork to introduce the Black Priest is already in place. And if there's one character in the MCU who is ready to take on more complexity, it's Doctor Strange. And it should happen because this internal struggle, this battle of morals, and the fight between right and wrong is what makes Secret Wars one of the greatest sagas in comic history. A battle not just for the multiverse, but for one's own self. What are your thoughts on Black Priest and Doctor Strange? Please share with us in the comments.